Corporate Governance online class with me, Siti Noriana. In this first session, I'll give an introduction to corporate governance. Before we start to the lecture, let's refresh our memories of the collapse of some companies. Enron.
In tonight's Whatever Happened To segment, the Enron scandal. Erin Sharon tweeted us recently about it. She wanted to know what happened to the employees of that energy company who virtually lost everything. Tonight, the answers from correspondent Casey Stiegel.
WorldCom. The Wall Street Journal is reporting that telecommunication giant WorldCom may declare bankruptcy tonight. The company's board of directors has been meeting all day. It would be the biggest bankruptcy filing in history. The company is more than $30 billion in debt and is reeling from an accounting scandal. HIH Insurance in Australia.
Building their dream homes. They're facing financial ruin because of the collapse of the insurance giant HIH, which was providing cover for their building projects if anything went wrong. But now all claims are on hold. Families right across the country feel the compulsory insurance scheme that was designed to protect them has instead hopelessly failed them.
And at the end of 19th century, the Asian economies also collapsed. The Indonesian economy plunged into crisis. The collapses caused great suffering to not only the national economy but also the world community. Indeed, the effects threaten the sustainability of life. The question is, why the companies were collapsed? Why they were failures? Good corporate governance is part of sound management practice is argued one of the solutions, hence has been recommended to be implemented in every company around the world. It's 2 decades already since good corporate governance has been implemented officially. In late 2008, the stock markets around the world were in meltdown.
The crash of September 2008 brought the largest bankruptcies in world history, pushed over 30 million people into unemployment, and brought many countries to the edge of insolvency. Wall Street turned back the clock to 1929.
Lehman Brothers was bankrupt.
On September 15, 2008, Lehman Brothers, the 4th largest investment bank in the world, declared bankruptcy, sparking chaos in the financial markets and nearly bringing down the global economy. It was the largest bankruptcy in history, larger than General Motors, Washington Mutual, Enron, and WorldCom combined. The Federal Bankruptcy Court appointed Anton Valukas, a prominent Chicago lawyer and former United States attorney, to conduct an investigation to determine what happened. Included in the 9-volume, 2,200-page report was the finding that there was enough evidence for a prosecutor to bring a case against top Lehman officials and one of the nation's top accounting firms for misleading government regulators and investors. That was 2 years ago, and there have been no prosecutions. Anton Valukas has never given an interview about his report until now.
And currently in Indonesia, public were shocked by fraudulent financial reporting of Garuda Indonesia.
Garuda Indonesia, salah satu perusahaan plat merah, tapi juga tercatat di Bursa Efek Indonesia. Artinya ada tanggung jawab publik di sana. Maka jangan main-main. Laporan keuangan adalah hal yang sangat-sangat serius. Kali ini Garuda Indonesia memiliki kejanggalan dalam laporan keuangan tahun 2018. Apa yang janggal? Saya akan hadirkan untuk Anda pada sore hari ini. Simsalabim, Garuda mendadak untung.
Jiwasraya skandal.
Gagal bayar asuransi Jiwasraya disebut lebih besar dibandingkan dengan kasus Bank Senturi. Bila skandal Bank Senturi melibatkan fulus sebesar 7 triliun rupiah, maka Dirut Jiwasraya menyatakan aset perusahaan menciut dari 25 triliun rupiah menjadi 2 triliun rupiah. Kejaksaan Agung bahkan membentuk tim khusus untuk mengusut kasus Jiwasraya.
History has been repeated and responses has been made, but the failures still continue. Interestingly, the investigation on these companies reported the same results. That actually they did implement corporate governance practice. But why they are still corporate failures? What's wrong actually? Well, it is argued that these failed companies implemented only tick-the-box practice. So, what good in good corporate governance means? Indeed, best practice of good corporate governance recommends the implementation requires not only the form of good corporate governance but also the substance of it. So that at the end, good corporate governance ensures the achievement of the corporate final objective, which is improve the value of a firm. Having background the importance of corporate governance, in this corporate governance and risk management lecture, we learn not only the form of the good corporate governance concept, but also the soul or the substance of the concept. This subject provides students an understanding about the theory, definition, the importance, the principles, structure, and implementation of corporate governance, as well as an overview to practice and issues of corporate governance in Indonesia. In addition, the subject introduces the risk management framework, the roles of the boards in overseeing and assuring sound internal control and risk management system, and the role internal and external auditors in promoting good corporate governance. After completing this subject, students are expected to be able to analyze the implementation of corporate governance principles in a company based on the concept learned during the lectures. The structure of the lecture is as follows. In Session 1, the topic is Introduction to Governance. Session 2, Board Governance in Private and Public Sector. Session 3, Committees of the Board of Commissioners. Session 4, Board Accountability. Session 5, Internal Auditor and Internal Control. Session 6, Shareholders and Ownership. Session 7, External Governance Mechanisms Part 1. Session 8, External Governance Mechanism Part 2. We're talking about the external auditor and role of institutional investors. Session 9, we're talking about Risk Governance Part 1. It's about risk governance, definition and structure, and what is a sound system of internal control and risk governance. Session 10, Risk Governance Part 2, is about a sound system of internal control and risk governance. Session 11, Risk Governance Part 3, is about ERM, Enterprise Risk Management, as a risk management framework of organizations, risks, and opportunities. Session 12, Risk Governance Part 4, ERM as a risk management framework, is the implementation in a corporation. Session 13 is about ethics, whistleblower policy, and anti-corruption. Session 14, which is the final one, is about corporate sustainability and role of stakeholders. In the next video, we'll discuss more about corporate governance. Again, not only the form of the good corporate governance, but also the soul or the substance of the concept. See you again in the next lecture. Bye!